Confident in my convictions.
This could be your moment, but ladies and gentlemen, it's now our team's moment as semifinals match number 2 is ready to get underway. Let us know your thoughts in chat, who you think is going to be the second team in our grand finals, because it's time to find out who that is.
Well, here we go. Q9 await the victor of this second semi-final. An Apocalypse to kick things off here. Elevate, one of their favorite maps. For me, heading into this one, Galorys have to just make sure they come into it nice and steady. We've seen what Elevate can do on Apocalypse against a very, very good team, and what we've seen them do yesterday. 135 points on the board before their opponents even got a sniff.
Yeah, it was a horrible time for Wolves, that much was for sure. Elevate, this is no surprise to anybody at home, their pick in towards this best of 5. So if Galorys can come out swinging here, if this is the hard point maybe that you can steal away, there's a lot of Fury crafting here, that would be a phenomenal start to this semi-final. It is going to be Galorys though, kicking things off first here, and of course Tun, most importantly, they are on the better side of the map for the rotation towards New when it inevitably gets there.
Yeah, and it really can help when it does come down to this map specifically. We know how strong that P2 can be, and getting yourself a nice little lead on this map is nothing that you want to try and turn down when you do get that opportunity. So let's see if Galorys can keep a hold of those spawns. And I think for them it has to be their concentration, but you can't just put all your eggs in that basket. You still have to fight for P1 time, which is what Elevate are doing. They already have 20 on the board.
Yeah, now the start of the challenge for New though.
Spawn out.
Already pushing through, yeah, spawn out coming through from Hen. So if you want to have Galorys, you need to hold on. Fokke, a lot to do around this backline. And if you're Fokke, I think you just kind of wait for a bit of reinforcements here. You will soon be challenged by Elevate. If you can win these gunfights as well, that would be everything. Surely not Susano too. No, that's a little bit too much to ask for. And with that, Elevate should have the spawns.
So the advantage that Galorys would have had heading into this map, already gone. A P2 rotation, fully belonging to the side of Elevate, 33 points on the board for them. Now it's going to grow substantially. Unless Galorys can find a way through. Hen and Lucajin starting to combine well. It'll be a push through from the middle of the map. They're trying to get a hold of the spawns towards the back. Big gunfights coming in, and they can just about win them. So Galorys have an opportunity here. Spawns coming in towards the back. Elevate will be out for a few seconds, 40 seconds to go.
Spawns in. Galorys now have to hit this at the same time here, but you don't want to funnel all into the line of sight of Elevate here. Chloe already starting things off with that first kill through the smoke. On the hunt for more. Kills starting to come through from Elevate now. Can Fokke do anything with the R9? No. Will get shut down, but those spawns still good for Galorys.
Still very close here, though. If you're the side of Elevate, they managed to get through the tomb side very, very quickly. But it will be a break for Galorys. They need to just pick up these kills on the secondary push. But this is all going to be for around 20 seconds. They've taken their time, did the right thing, but they need to make sure they get this time. They haven't quite got rid of Elevate yet.
Yeah, Elevate still fighting this one from the front. They have now done enough to exactly push them out, but Elevate will hit this over and over again. Susano taking Pabzera down, is now going to leave just one left inside the hard point, and that's Fokke, and they go as well. So Elevate happy with the control of this game thus far. Galorys, though, fighting tooth and nail for that scrap time means that Elevate will actually have the first look at the new hard point here. Galorys now hoping that this flanking play from a couple of players is going to work out, because you're losing numbers around the front of the point. Those players on the flank were red as well. Elevate have just made the perfect rotation from PT to V3.
Now we're seeing a really good reason as to why Elevate are considered one of the best teams in the game when it comes down to Apocalypse and just hardpoint in general. So fluid in their movement and so efficient when they need to be. But it's a nice break coming in from Galorys, but we need to get themselves inside of the point here. 35 seconds remaining on P3. You can pick up some decent time here. It's not necessarily the biggest banker, but Elevate are going to go in there and prove otherwise. There's 4 or 5 kills falling their way. It's a complete team wipe. They get themselves back in. It feels like Galorys are sometimes finding the kills and not quite getting in the hill.
Yeah, and this has been a problem for Galorys in the past. I think, you know, back in even the Latin America's SPS Season 5, it was a problem where maybe Galorys, I mean, the slaying has never been their issue, but maybe being effective, that slaying has been, and you can't do that against a squad like Elevate that are so damn potent in hardpoint. They are considered the best hardpoint team in the world for a reason. And right now, they're showing off against Galorys, an 80-point differential. I am feeling exactly the way I felt watching them versus Wolves on this map yesterday.
The growl out from Caleb. Trying to survive, and he is doing so. Susano there alongside of him. Yami, everybody just doing their jobs right now. Elevate are looking absolutely flawless here on Championship Sunday. 120 and rising. Elevate not struggling whatsoever. Galorys, we thought they may well come into this with another, I want to say, an impetus to try and find that map #1. They absolutely will have to, but they come out just a little flat.
Yeah, it comes down to those vetoes. We'll talk about that after this map is done and dusted, but I think Apocalypse was just such an uphill battle to kick off this series. It was always going to be. And Elevate, they know it. They're in commanding control of this game. Galorys haven't even had a sniff at really anything this entirety of the game thus far. The slaying just has not been there. Lucasen is trying to catch up at 15, but you've got the likes of PJ and Chloe, 18 apiece, 19 now for PJ. Elevate are outslaying them at every single turn. And Galorys, I mean, they just have absolutely nothing to say about it.
They've been beaten to a pulp across the entirety of Apocalypse so far. But if we put it into context, yes, okay, they may find themselves around 140 seconds behind by the time we do get over to the second rotation. But a full 60 puts you back into this game and then some. Galorys need to find that slaying ability though. Starting to get a few operators a little bit later online, but they need to find some good time here at P1. They've got the spawns they want for P2. They need to make sure they keep a hold of them. Kendi trying to find something through the middle of the map. Yoppy trying to get in there as well. They'll be pushing the issue for the spawns if they possibly can. Still spawning out if you are Elevate, but you're getting some crucial time.
Yeah, the thing is here, right, is you kind of can't focus too much on the spawns. There's still 40 seconds left in this hard point, so if you're Galorys giving that 40 seconds away, I mean, it's basically a death sentence as far as the rest of this game is concerned. Elevate now managing to flip the spawns in their favor, and they're looking for the time as well. PJ doubling up the Purify. Galorys are in danger here. I mean, there's no point saying the differential between these two teams' scoreline right now because it just continues to grow by the second.
Every single time you think Galorys may have found a break, you look up to the top of your screens and see still 23 points on the board. They barely got a second over the last 3 hills. Elevate really starting to run away with this one if they weren't already. P2 rotation belongs to them. Every single thing that could be going right for Elevate is
Galorys not even able to look at the hard point right now. If you want to hit this one as a team through the front, this needs to be a clean break right away. That's a great start. First kill on towards Yoppy is good. Maybe we can get the kills around the back line as well. Numbers not in favor of Elevate here as Elevate players start to spawn out. Kendi with the War Machine. What can you get done? A couple of players. You need to get Fokke around the front though, and you do. That's going to allow the rest of your roster in now, but Galorys have flipped those spawns.
Galorys have managed to get themselves 2 seconds over the last 3 or 4 hills, and now Kalo's just trying to put the pain down again, make it 3, looks for the 4th, can't find it. Elevate are now finding themselves 25 seconds away. They can win it at the second iteration of P2.
This is insane for the start of a semi-final here. Elevate are putting the pain down on Galorys. Pabzera, couple of kills though. Galorys trying to hold on here. Elevate, they're still looking at a contest because why not at this stage of the game? Pabzera will find more with that War Machine. Elevate can't finish things here regardless, but Yoppy and PJ, the stops are getting it done for Elevate. They want to get this time.
Galorys have to rotate, they have to find something, but they have to find a miracle. It's not even a minor one at this stage. They are so far behind. They're about to possibly get 40 point clubbed if they can't find a rotation over towards P3, which is about to pop in 8 seconds. Elevate have just been indomitable throughout the entirety of the map, and this is the hallmark of a champion team. They have been insane from the word go.
And what do you say? Elevate just 11 seconds away from putting a stamp in map number 1 versus Galorys. Yoppy will find a couple of kills. There's the openers here. Galorys, what do you got to say for yourselves here? Elevate just a few seconds away. Trades in favor of Elevate. Fokke, can he do anything? No. Shut down for the 2-piece from Susano. There's Chloe as well. Elevate looking to close out this game right here, right now. An insatiable start of this best of 5.
That is a beating. Truly a beating. They barely even spawned in. Elevate are here to play on Sunday and find themselves in the lead in this series up against Galorys. That was as one-sided as we've literally seen across the entirety of these 3 days.
That is, yeah, I mean, that is possibly the most one-sided hardpoint in a professional game of Call of Duty Mobile at this level, mind you. Even at any level, right? I think we've seen all year. I don't think we've seen anything like that. Even in like the open finals of Challenge season, of North America or Europe, something like that. That never happens. And that goes to show you just how good Elevate are, not just at Hardpoint, but specifically at Apocalypse. They showboated it yesterday versus Wolves. Today, I mean, it's even worse.
I think Galorys would have been heading into this map knowing to themselves, like, right, okay, this is going to be a tough one, absolutely. I don't think they would have thought they would have got beat 250 to 40, though. And that could be a real confidence denter, but that was always going to be the case heading into that first map. It was always going exactly.
So, staying there, we're like, and it's probably the best. Talk a little bit about
the search and destroy as we head over towards Tunisia. The first time, at least for me this weekend, we haven't seen too much of it. I think we were so used to seeing so much of it over the entirety of the season in Europe and North America. We see it a lot more over there, but now, of course, getting a see for these 2 teams. Interested to see how the picks are going to work. You're very right, Lucashin is going to be a problem with that sniper rifle. But you know for a fact Elevate are going to have an answer.
Yeah, and I think Elevate are going to come into this one with pace. They're so good at hardpoint because the way they collapse on towards hills as a roster, they do not care. They full send it. And if you take that approach to offense, you will also be good. Fortunately enough, though, for Galorys, they will start things off on the offense. They'll be the ones deciding how the pace of this game will be going to kick things off. And already here, Galorys starting to make their move towards A. Elevate just splitting the forces on the defense for the moment here. No idea where everything's going just yet.
For the majority of the year, Tunisia has been defensively heavy, and it still is a favorite on that side, but as time has gone on, teams have started to figure out this attack a little bit more. Let's see how well Galorys have figured it out. Looks like it is their primary target, but both two teams happy to play passive here.
Galorys do not want to be the ones to make a first move here. I know that first blood for Elevate, especially as time has already dwindled down extensively here in this round, would be frustrating. There's just so much you've got to check. Around that winery exit, you anticipate that there'll be a sniper here watching the cross. There is in Kendi, but they are currently preoccupied for the middle of the map and for A. So Galorys could well get some good timing here, but you've got to take out PJ before something. There's the opening snipe. Kendi out for the play. Elevate now. 3-1 split. PJ has a lot to do here on A.
But for Galorys, they don't know where Elevate are right now. They find the pick, and now they start to move. PJ, what can he find? Yeah, he finds one. Another kill on the other side of things coming through from him. They know exactly where PJ is. Susanna will find another one, but the trade's going in Galorys' favor. They've been so clean in the search and destroy. They were patient, and it worked out for them. Kalo now left in a 1 versus 2. Be a 1 versus 3 if he can pull it off. The bomb is now down. Lukashin and Foki in a position to hold this. They know where Kalo is or where he was. Hard situation to try and find now if you're Kalo at this stage. Just taking his time, allowing Galorys to maybe overthink things.
Yeah, I mean, Galorys have got this bomb down, right? So Klo needs to push them. Has he just spotted him out? Do they know? Do they know Klo's got here? Oh, it doesn't matter. Double shots from coming in from Galorys. Nicely done, and they took a little bit longer than I would have liked to get on towards the site. They do it nonetheless. They work the numbers. It's a great offensive start for Galorys.
Just nice and patient. That's all they needed to do. So they're happy to take their time, and I wonder if that will give Elevate a reason to maybe push forward this time. Seems like a very similar setup, at least on the defensive side. Galorys yet to really make a push in any which direction. A little bit different over towards the B side, but you can see Galorys is starting to scout out towards that side of the map as well. If Lukashin can find a pick, once again, it makes the difference. But Susanna pushed forward, Hen gets caught. First blood for Elevate. And
this is where I was concerned for Galorys here on the offense. You've now lost that first blood, and you kind of find yourself stuck in the water, right? Because Tunisia is so difficult on the offense to penetrate the sites anyway. Now you got to do it a man down. Galorys will be pushing through the middle of the map here. And this is a lot to do for Yoppie. He has the right weapon for it.
Did they see him? Did Yoppie see them? Because if not, then he has pretty much got here scot-free. Lukashin now waiting for the pressure to come in on the other side, and it comes, and he is dealt with. Well played from Elevate. They knew that the pressure was coming in from down low, so now they were back on down, and now they have them entirely surrounded.
Yeah, Galorys, though, they've got control of the site here, so they'll be happy with that. Elevate needs to get back in.
Kennedy finds one. Foki and Pabzera can answer back, though, with two of their own, and now all of a sudden, can Foki find anything else? He cannot. PJ will take him down. It's down now left to Pabzera. So back and forth on this site, but the thing is there that was good from Elevate. They realized that the push was coming through the double doors, so they push out towards Lukashin.
Pabzera's got out though. He's now no longer pinned in from Susanna, so he's got options here. 30 seconds on the clock. If you can grab that bomb and get the hell out of dodge, you'll be all right.
That's a good nade. That's a good nade. They're both very, very weak. They're both very, very weak, and Pabzera can get out. Now left in a 1 versus 1. For the 1 versus 3, Susanna spots him. 15 seconds.
Gotta make a call. You've got to make a call if you're Pabzera. Susanna's going to go for the middle map regardless here, so he's going to stick it. Has he just seen him? He walks away. I don't think he saw him.
He's faked it. He's not going to have time. He was waiting for him to come for the pick. It's not going to happen.
Ready for the next round.
A nervy round for both squads. But Elevate's resolution just holds. That was a scarier round than maybe Elevate would have wanted after their stop.
Defend the objective.
I mean, they played that well enough, yeah. Start of the round was excellent. Galorys responds arguably more so, but even so, it comes down to 1 versus 1 that Pabzera is unable to clutch up on. So Galorys now having to reset themselves once again. At the very least, though, Elevate haven't drawn first blood this time around. Galorys right now just weighing up their options. How do they want to approach this one? Elevate have changed things up ever so slightly on the defense here. A couple of players in the middle of the map here. They're anticipating that push through mid.
Pabzera's nade in the previous round was really the cat amongst the pigeons. Doesn't land this time. So Elevate are happy to sit, and Galorys are running out of utility to try and get them through the front door. But look at this aggression from Kendi. He'll find it on Lukaszyn. They consider the push over towards A. He's able to back down entirely uncontested, and Kendi will go back and have another look at it and say, yeah, is there anybody else to come in and have a try? Cannot find it. PJ is able to answer back with one onto Hen, but this is a very solid defensive round from Elevate. Shot's going to come in from Kendi, cannot find it. Miho can answer back, but PJ is there to pick up the pieces. A 1v4 is needed.
Yeah, you lose Kendi, so what? You know, the trade is good. You're going to win the round regardless, and SFOK could do something incredible. At least he's got an Odin to work with, not just the R9. But still, options are really limited here. 40 seconds on the clock. You have to imagine this is a foregone conclusion. FOK just extending the round, but it is done regardless. And those snipes from Kendi, man, terrifying.
And just if you can find somebody to shut down those angles like that, it just makes it so difficult for the attack to find something. There's no way that Lukaszyn expects him to make that push so late in the defensive round. You've seen him push through the archway, take the angle, find a shot, and get the hell out of dodge, and then find a little more. It's a bit of a different look now from the side of Galorys. The slow and steady approach. Well, let's work 1 time out of 3. Susano this time is going to miss the bullet through the middle of the map. Here comes the pressure coming in over towards the B side. Susano will not miss those bullets though. Off screen, finds 2 in the middle, and all of a sudden, he backs them on down, but still Galorys have control of this site. They may well choose to plant.
Yep, trades are good, but you ideally want another frag here before getting that bomb down. Players are still hanging about here. Yoppy's been spotted out. Nice from Hen. Good reaction. Pabzero also going to take Kendi down. So numbers flipping in favor of Galorys here. They could still commit to this plant if they so desire. Elevate would hear the audio cue, though. PJ is going to get some free looks at some players here. Nice trade, though. Overwhelming. Now the 2 versus 1. The call should be made to Klo. What does the reaction look like?
The enemy has the bomb.
Galorys had to turn around for the bomb. Is Klo going to be here on time? It's a game of cat and mouse now. Are they going to go the wrong way? Yes, they are. They're going to collide here together, but the Klo turn around at the wrong time. This bomb will go down over towards the B side. The nade will give them an indication that this is exactly what is going on. Have they got any look onto where Klo is? No, they don't, because this shot's going to come in. Oh no, they see him. Hen comes off the bomb. 38 seconds to go. They've got plenty of time, and now they know where he is.
Yeah, he's been tagged off as well, so he's going to have to back away here momentarily. That's enough for the bomb to go down. Klo will take that time to rethink how he wants to approach this one. From the side, sniper out, there's one!
Finish it.
Walks away, Pabzera, a moment to breathe.
Change up of the angles. Pabzera found himself in a 1 versus 1 in round number 2. He could not find it. Klo, though, is going to walk straight into his crosshair. And Pabzera reads this one right. Galorys get another attacking round. 2 apiece now. 2 more rounds to go for Elevate on this defensive side, and we're all tied up.
Man, these guys are reading each other so damn well. You can tell that Elevate has spent the night studying Galorys in Search and Destroy. What's made them so successful thus far this tournament? Well, they've answered back so far. Hen's going to draw first blood this time around, excuse me. Klo gets aggressive, gets punished for it. And that's the first time I think that Elevate have misstepped in this S&D thus far. They wanted to draw an early first blood and unsettle Galorys, and that goes against them.
It's a classic game of Tunisia. Both 2 teams being punished for any sort of misstep, such as the level that we're at right now. Elevate have got the majority of their numbers over to one specific site. And Galorys may well have an inclination as to what's going on here. So here comes the push. One player goes across, the other comes for the cover. Susano will have to back on down, but he'll be calling out to his teammates furiously. They are 100% over towards this B side. Push coming through. Shot now with, again, from Susano. He needs to hit something here shortly, but who doesn't miss this? Lukaszyn opens things wide for Galorys now.
Yeah, now Yoppy needs to get into the action here. Create some space for the rest of your team. Elevate looking to surge through the back line here. It's going to be a fast and furious retake. Galorys, though, are they ready for it? Kenny's going to take out Lukaszyn. That's going to be the entry.
3v3. Lukaszyn will fall. Now looking for the picks. PJ will find another one, and this is just a ridiculously clean retake from the side of Elevate. There's a 5v3 in Galorys' favor with the bomb down. They lose the round.
And that is just classic Elevate right there. If you can't get it done individually, just throw yourselves as a team to the opposition. Elevate do not care if they look like a high-level zombie. Incredible. Galorys totally overwhelmed. One last chance on the offense here for Galorys. Should be set on Tunisia. you can get any offensive rounds, you're happy with it. So if you can walk away with a third one here, you are content. And this is a team stack and a half coming through from Galorys.
Oh, here we go, though. Elevator here in numbers. Susano's changed his position up consistently. Here comes the utility. They seem to have gotten out pretty much unscathed until now. Susano will fall down to Hen. Now everybody else trying to transpire their way over towards the site. Elevate do have some presence here, but Galorys are going for it again. The bomb will go down. Can they hold it this time?
Yeah, this time it's a 3 versus 5 for Elevate. I think we need something a little bit more individual out of them. Yoppie would have been happy with something off the back of that nade. No deliverance. 30 seconds on the clock here for Elevate.
Waiting for the moment. Need to find the first one, and then a couple more. Through the front door they go. PJ will be the first one to find something, so that makes it a 4 versus 3. But the time is just not on their side. If you're Elevate, you just absolutely have to move quickly. They can find another one on the Yoppie, though. Now they can find another one here onto Hen. Lukashin can find another 7 seconds to go. Lukashin is now found 2, and Mihawk cleans it up. Galorys get the round, 3 apiece after 6 defensive rounds from Elevate. You take that all day long if you're Galorys, but that got stressful.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I was stressed when Hen got called on the flank. I thought Hen was going to be the player there that broke everything up for Elevate, but no, it is going to be PabZero in the end. And now Lucasin has been relatively slow so far in this search and destroy, only 4 kills to his name. Now he's on defense and holding angles. This is where he's going to come to play. Elevate, that's what they want to play around, getting those snipers out of position. And they're doing the exact same thing that Galorys were doing to them only a few rounds ago. Just getting a feel for what's going on here for Galorys on the defense.
To reiterate, the defensive side is inevitably a little easier for teams here. So Galorys with that 3-round takeaway from their attacking side, absolutely see that as a win. But I wonder if Elevate are as well versed. Shots in, not gonna land. PabZero is the first one to draw blood here. In their defensive side, if you're Galorys and you're back on down, give up the site, but they have the numbers 5v4 in favor of Galorys.
And I absolutely love this, right? Because you've done it over towards B, so they think something's going right here. Galorys now looking for a retake with the first blood.
Got plenty of utility to try and find a way through. PJ can find one, Lukashin finds one back. Trades need to go Galorys' way. They still have the number advantage. They have a little bit more now. Mihawk will take down PJ. Left now with your Yoppie. Susano will be all on his own in a 1 versus 4. 20 seconds to go. Needs to find the first. Wow, not. It's a wonderful retake from Galorys. They had the number advantage. They made it count.
Yep, playing as a team are Galorys there. Aggressive for Elevate, just not able to check all the different angles and overwhelmed by the numbers from Galorys. Beautiful start. Despite the fact that they lost the site, these retakes, I mean, you know, we've stressed that defense is, or offense, excuse me, is difficult here, but equally as difficult is retaking sites once you lose them.
But they did the right thing. As soon as PabZero finds that first kill, backs out the site, because he knows he's going to get overwhelmed. He must have had that information. Backs on down, lives to fight another day, and helps his teammates retake that site. Same thing's going to happen, but this time he does not find a pick. Elevate find their way through the front door. Bomb's going to go down to B.
Yep, that aggression from Elevate once again. Galorys going to have to wait. 3 flanking players.
Kendi
Gotta be ready for it. Yep, he's already found one. Reposition. Is it going to be enough to throw these guys off? Kendi can get those kills. Susano for another one as well. That's the entirety of the flank picked apart here, just down to PabZero and Lucasin.
So difficult from this position because they have a read on exactly where they are. The pressure's starting to come in. Lukashin is good. He ain't that good though. And 1 versus 4 just not going to happen. Yoppie will clean it up. But it's all down to Kendi there on the flank. It was 3 players hit it from the side of Galorys. He finds 2 all on his own. Yeah,
and Elevate just applying their hardpoint strategies right now directly to search and destroy offenses. They are overwhelming these sites over the last couple of rounds of aggression. And Galorys, I mean, look, they just don't really have a response. Their snipers are brilliant. They're not brilliant enough at the moment to put a stop to Elevate. So 1-1 now on these offensive rounds here for Elevate. Now they're trying to get aggressive once again.
Oh, look at this from Yoppie, though. You're caught out if you're PabZero. You don't even see him. And now all of a sudden they start swarming in around the A site. You need to find some kills here if you're Galorys, but the shots are just not good enough from Susano. You continue to survive in the corner if you're Hen. You need to find some sort of help, but Yoppie will come in and clean things up. It is now a 4 versus 2 in the favor of Elevate.
If Hen finds anything there, it makes things infinitely better for Galorys here. You've got to retake the site with Mihawk and Lucasin, 2 players that have been phenomenal for Galorys this season. Lucasin's just looking for anything for free. He finds Yoppie here. Mihawk's going to go.
Here we go. You pop up, and it's just so easy from this angle. Yoppie and PJ working well together. Elevate find themselves in the lead. That's 2 attacking rounds now gone in their favor. Galorys need to switch this one around very, very quickly.
I think you need to get aggressive. I know that's not Galorys' playstyle, but right now Elevate are hitting you over and over again, and I know the one round they won was because they drew that first blood from a sniper rifle, but I mean, Elevate are playing around it right now. They're playing fast, they're playing aggressive. Once again, Lucasen needs to provide something over here by B. Give us something, Lucasen, if you're a Galorys fan, and it's absolutely nothing. Elevate once again overwhelmed with the numbers.
It's just pure shock and awe from Elevate right now. Galorys are falling by the wayside very, very quickly. They have to switch something up here on the defensive side or try and find a retake. That is very much not in their favor. It would have to be a 4 versus 5. Susano now trying to lock this one down. What can Galorys find? They'll articulate themselves in the best way they can. But in the language of Call of Duty, can they manage to talk their way into what is this bomb site? This is just going to be such a hard push, but here they go. The gunfight's starting to go in the way of Elevate, as you would expect them to. 3 versus 1 now in the favor of Elevate. Hen left all on his own.
And there he goes. Hen out of the round. Galorys out of the round. Elevate on map point. A reminder, folks, that Galorys ideally want the search and destroy in this series. I mean, I want to say they're way into this series, but it's kind of an expectation to a certain extent, right? They have to win it. If they want any chance versus Elevate, has to be flawless for the next 2 rounds, and Elevate are once again going to hit fast.
Yeah, they've just read it completely wrong as well. Galorys send less numbers over towards A. You just have to be heroes here if you're Lucasen and your teammates, but they have been. They found a couple of kills before falling down. Kenny and Susano will get the trades, but a 3 versus 3. Not the end of the world for Galorys, but that might sting. Fab0 will fall. And all of a sudden, Mihawk and Foki are just being read like books. Kendi knows exactly what's going on, and you invite them into your clothes, no problem whatsoever. They've got to read now. Bomb will surely go down, but Elevate have the timing, or do they?
Elevate's just going to move it away. I mean, why the heck not at this point, right? You know that the B-bomb site's free because Kenny's seen both of those players. And if Kenny can walk away with either of their frags as well, he's currently kind of pinning them back. That would be huge. Kenny, though, thinking better of separating away from his teammate here, going to go together just in case Galorys have wrapped back around towards B. But that's not where Galorys are at.
Yeah, Galorys are taking their time here because they knew where Kendi was. They will have no clue that he is over the other side of the map by now. So what's the hit going to be? Some of that time has already ticked down. Kendi's holding this angle. Kendi's holding this angle. You have to be careful, but he doesn't shoot. He just gets out, being chased down by Galorys. They must find this round. 25 seconds.
Kenny is just a master of playing his life.
Oh,
doing it once again. Here we go. Galorys fast.
Try to find a way through, but Mihawk falls. This was supposed to be the game mode that Galorys were going to find. They can't find a goddamn thing. Elevate are dominating this semi-final. 7-4 in the search and destroy. And they're asking them what's going on.
And in search and destroy again, I mean, this has to be said. We're going to keep on referring back to the veto conversation. This is why you don't play Elevate on Tunisia search and destroy. If any of you at home haven't seen them play Tunisia search and destroy, why they're so damn good at it. It's such a close quarter map. And if you can't get those snipes off at the start of the round, keeping Elevate away from the site, they're going to overwhelm you with the numbers. They're just going to throw themselves at you. And that is exactly what happened for what, like 4 or 5 rounds consecutively? Only once were Galorys able to put a stop to it.
You're banking on your sniper players finding something through the front door, right? You are really just relying on that. And then you see Elevate just push all the way over towards A. It's been B, 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 B. As soon as Galorys actually tried to make some sort of adaptation to how they're playing, they go to the wrong site. Hard one to bear. Sometimes it is a bit of a 50-50, but Kendi and co. I think for me, Kendi was the guy that every single time we were on board with him, even what he did in that last round by not finding any kills, in Winery, backing down, just staying alive, keeping the information there.
Any time, and so
play from Foki as soon as he sees this tournament.
But this one, we still
in this series. Galorys would have known coming into today, it was always a tall order, but I think they'd be very disappointed if they go out without a whimper, which is what they are threatening to do right now. Elevate have been on a different level, and Arsenal control. Is it going to be the swing map, or is it going to be the end of Galorys' tournament? Don't know which way you're leaning, but I'm feeling a little silly with a 3-2 Galorys scoreline right now. Let's see if they can turn things around here on Arsenal control.
Yeah. Galorys have already lost the search and destroy, so path back into the series, a reverse sweep is required, as you said. Let's see whether Galorys can get it done, though. Starting things off on the offense here, it looks to be a B hit. Utility thrown over the top by Elevate. That stun connects, and that's the information that Elevate needed to know where they're going. But there's actually plenty presence on site here, so I think they need something from Yoppy through Vent.
I was about to say, I absolutely love this play from Foki. As soon as he sees that everybody's pushing over towards it, he knows a flank will be coming. He gets gunned out of his socks. Been ridiculous all weekend long if you're PJ. And now they start to get pressed back a little bit, purely because PJ finds that kill. He's going to find something else here as well. He's already ready and waiting. He sees a few more, gets a kill, dips out, gets another one, dips out, goes for the next one, doesn't find it. Lukashin is there to find the snipe. And Elevate pushed them back almost immediately. Galorys just struggling so much to deal with these close quarter gunfights.
Alrighty, well, Elevate right now. 2-0 up against Galorys. They must be on top of the world, but let's hear what their comms are like in this game.
Oh, legit. Ako backbite, boss.
Yung window nyo, yung window, Susa.
Ano yan?
Akin, Kape.
Okay, dito tayo, Yaps, dito
Wait,
sa loob.
yung vent. Ka-flash ako, sabi mo. Flashing ako.
Dito na. Dalawa, paresis pa, dalawa pa.
What?
Tara, delay natin, boss.
Nice one, Glo! Isa ba, Kape, oh, Kape!
Last HP.
Kape. Nice!
Cold Myers. Going cafe, dalawa. Wala time, di siya abot.
Nice!
Wala, boss.
Wala, boss! Uwian na, legit! Wala!
Uwian na
nyo! Pabagal nyo!
Uy, wag mo mampasin.
Tayo. Mental yan. Tayo.
Lane bar preda ka, boss.
Let's go A.
Lane bar
Hold muna
preda.
natin,
Well, that was listening there with Elevate. Hear what they were up to, and I don't know what they said because I don't speak Filipino, but it sounded pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, look, they are letting the opposition know realistically. They are bodying Galorys here. They force them back into their spawn and never really let them out. Pabzero can find something here as the push over towards A is starting to come through. The gunfight's starting to go the way of Galorys when they need to. But Kendi is here, and that's always a problem, but Lukashin can shut it down. It just feels like Galorys have not really arrived onto this series yet.
Hunter-killer drone deployed.
No, it was a dominant round from Elevate on the whole. Galorys struggling. Ultimately, though, that was an offense. Now Galorys on the defense. Let's see whether they can have a better fortune. So far, for the most part, so good. Nowhere near as indomitable. You are starting to get players through, and I think Elevate's response to that is to hang back a little bit. PJ's been so frustrating through the first round or so, continues to be so, finds that one kill in the middle map. Now the path is open for more players to make their way on towards A.
Yoppy pushing forward. For Galorys now, you need to find just a bit of a hold on the map. A is pretty much gone at this stage, so pushing themselves over towards the B side, no problem. It's really going to come down to whether or not Susano can find himself a kill and then push towards the site. The only positive now for Galorys is that Elevate, well, okay, they have complete control of the site and are wasting operators to a certain degree. Whereas Galorys have had time to set up over towards that B side.
Well, he is gone in the blink of an eye. Galorys now might well lose B just as quickly as well. Yoppy with the Sparrow, not going to find that much. Elevate still, though, numbers over here. Galorys don't have anything to say. They're relying on the spawn trap. They've got a player in behind enemy lines, but he's going to get shut down. And now for Elevate, they've got themselves on the point. First tick already through.
And all of a sudden, backs against the wall for Galorys once again. I say all of a sudden, it's been this wave all game long. Cole can find 3 out of nothing. Equalizers are there. And it's just allowing this time to take up. I get a quick translation from a friend online of what Elevate are saying to Galorys. They're saying it's time to go home. They are 2 up in this series. They are 2 up in this control. And they are cruising in this game. Galorys have had no answer whatsoever.
Just one round away, folks, from a rematch of the CDSI Grand Finals. And of course, it would be Elevate. Galorys holding on. But how much breath do they have left in them? Henry Cat going to bring out the Sparrow to kick this round off. They want to be fast. They want to be aggressive. Kenny with the strike rifle will find one. But for the most part, Galorys are finding these fights. Klo behind enemy lines, though, doing exactly what PJ was doing last round.
Staying alive, and keeping his team with some sort of map presence where they really do need it. But right now, it feels like Elevate could fight their way out of anything. But a couple of kills is going to go Galorys' way, and they may well get a little bit of holdover towards B here. Have presence at A, as everybody dead momentarily from the side of Elevate. So for the first time, it feels like their backs are against the wall. Galorys now trying to hold this. 2 different angles they're attacking from. A now being locked down as well as B. You may well want to concentrate on over towards B if you can, though. The snap on the 1 to 2. Don't give him the 3rd. Surely they shut him down. But there's the trade coming on through. Ridiculous from Kendi again.
If anyone can, the Candyman can.
Lost out.
A is gone though. Galorys get the extra 60 seconds and they currently have a 4 life advantage over Elevate. So Galorys still in the conversation here. They are far from out, but Elevate have got themselves positioned across the map. They've cut it perfectly. All angles being covered. And Galorys have to make a choice sooner rather than later. They might well have 2 minutes, but that'll be gone before you know it.
But for Galorys, they do have that time. They can take their time. It will go quickly. A minute and 40 seconds doesn't sound like a lot of time at all, but it's a lifetime in Call of Duty to try and set yourselves up.
Yeah, but the thing is with Elevate, right, I just don't think they're going to be the squad. I know we've said they're aggressive, right, they're going to make that mistake, that they're going to throw themselves at you. They're just going to sit and burn this time off the clock. First few shots in, little warning shots, stay the hell out of my area.
Susanna will fall, so that may well give Galorys
Keep fighting.
the trigger to go. But PJ and Co starting to do really well. Chloe in the middle of the map has got a little bit of company. May well not need him. My goodness me. Chloe and Yoppy combining so well, and now you look at where Galorys are pushed back into their spawn. You need the players who have been able to push up through B to stay alive, and that's what they're doing. Lukashin will find one before he gets taken down. They wipe them out and push Galorys further back. 1 minute and 40 seconds is now down to just a minute.
Yeah, and now you're starting to face the problem, right, with taking your time to make this happen if you're Galorys, because you now don't have a lot of time to make this work. You don't have a lot of map control to make this work. Chloe's going to get taken out in the middle of the map, though. So Galorys now starting to make this push happen. Susano is watching this. Isn't going to get the snipe just yet. It's going to allow those players through. Right into the line of sight of Chloe, who is there. Will get shut down, though. Galorys now starting to put this push through from behind.
And now they have actually forced Elevate back just a little bit. But Susano is locking it down all on his own, but the flag's starting to come through. He's going to read it anyway. PJ is here to help out. Miho can find one. Miho can find a second. That's a big 2-piece from him. And now they can push forward. One player coming in on the flank with a little bit of control, but here comes the War Machine. That's shut down from Yoppy. And all of a sudden, Galorys have a chance.
There we go. How much value can you get out of this War Machine if you're a Pabzera? Only one. Player scatters towards the middle of the map. Elevate down to the final set of lives, though. This should be Galorys surviving, short of something sensational from Elevate. Last couple of kills, and it is done. Galorys refuse to die.
Mihawk letting his teammates know he's trying to get them gassed up for these rounds. It would take the Giga reverse sweep at this stage if you can manage to find it. You were 2-0 down in the series, 2-0 down in the control. We'll plant that seed in case it does happen. But that will be something. But there's the start. Galorys get around on the board now, need to hold and find another one as well. But Elevator starting to put the pressure on, starting to swarm, and this is where they really do revel in the chaos. But Mihawk and Lukashin investing at this time, and they will start to find something. Padzera can find nothing. He falls, but Lukashin finds two. Mihawk now has the Predator missile. They start to put the pressure on here, Brody.
Yeah, I was going to say, all of the utility that Galorys have on side now, this is a brilliant start of the round. If they can be dominant here, if they can remove Elevate fully and spawn trap them before they even get a look, we will be looking at a round 5. But this investment now, Elevate are just going to wait for it to be burned down. Fokke finding one. Fokke for another one. Surely not number 3. Looks away for the wrong time, but his teammate has his back. Now the spawn trap for Galorys.
The only difference is here is that PJ has been out this entire time, but he hasn't been able to help at all until now. Eases some of that pressure, but there's the claw, and there's the spawn trap, and there's 3 kills from Mihawk in the blink of an eye. It's so easy for him to find them in these moments. There's 5 in a row from Mihawk. Make it 6 as well. This is the round, surely, for Galorys to tie things up.
Yeah, Mihawk going streaks off the back of that. Massive life differential now between these two teams. On the other side, though, Chloe putting the spawn trap together. You've got the best operator in the game to make this work. Chloe is tearing them all apart. Is it enough, though? Has it created space here for Elevate?
That just eases the pressure, but then they walk into Hen, who's locking this one down. Eventually, Elevate will get out of their spawn, and they will get a touch over towards A. That life differential was a lot worse than it was, but Susano, they just ran back into them. They need to take their time here, Galorys. They're getting a little too excited, but looking at the lives, there's only 5 seconds on the clock. Galorys want to try and keep them off this if they can. You've seen the pressure come in, but now they may well just take their time. I think they can probably give A up. That time is gone. They still have that life advantage, and that's what they want to make count.
Yeah, this win condition is now gone out of the round. Extra 60 seconds of the board now, and a 9 versus 14 is very winnable, especially with the utility that Elevate have on site. Predator missile comes down, doesn't actually connect on towards anything. Susano going to use that for information, though. It's good enough here. You know when Fokke's in the cut, and you overwhelm it.
They've got them completely cornered. Can they find the kills here? If you're Galorys, you need to fight with your backs against the wall. Claw now trying to find another. They can do. Elevate have come away from the brink of defeat in this round. And all of a sudden they're on towards B. They're finding all the kills. Yoppie's still going. Foki can answer back. But here come the upper airs from Elevate as well.
Yeah, Mihawk now going to bring his final streak in. Is it good enough? First stick already through. 6v7. Life still in favor of Galorys here. PJ though with the Annihilator cutting them down.
All of a sudden, Elevate have 5 lives remaining, Galorys with the 6, but the time is on the side of the team who are in the point, and everybody from Galorys starts to fall. They've knocked them down in every single instance in this game. It is a 3-0 sweep for Elevate, who will go to the grand final. Nothing to answer back with from Galorys. Domination from the word go. Elevate never slowed down. Galorys never got going.
It will be a rematch of the CDSI Grand Finals. Elevate will get another chance at another championship. The double after the season that they have had for not even being here in 2023. Back-to-back Arena Masters, Arena Finals, CDSI. A chance to conquer their own region, a chance to conquer the East, and now a chance to conquer the world.
Huge, huge domination out of Elevate, wanting to make sure there was not a single question in there as to why not only they deserve to be in our grand finals, but a question as to whether or not Galorys was going to be able to hang with their level of competition. Elevate came ready to play today.
Yeah, and I think realistically, we had this theory around Galorys and how they could potentially get into this game. But I think when we seen that in map number 1, I was immediately worried because I was thinking to myself as we were heading into that, I'm like, okay, if they were to lose it, then all right, fair enough. You know, you're going up against Elevate on Apocalypse. It was the manner in the defeat that immediately set alarm bells off in my mind. I was thinking, okay, well, that surely is going to dent their confidence. And you kind of seen it in the first rounds of the Search and Destroy. They sat back and were passive, which is what you do have to do on Tunisia. But maybe that beating map number 1 just made them think, oh, okay, this might be tough.
I mean, to be honest with you, I genuinely don't think it was that. Like, I think the Apocalypse hardpoint, I mean, obviously it hurts, right? To lose a hardpoint like that at this level, the start of a best of 5, that's always going to be frustrating. But you kind of